Uditam Bhagavatam Narayana Swayam Vyasena Tratita Purana Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Hridavashini Bhagavati Ashtadasadhyayini Sandharga Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshini. Yeah.
There is another problem,
no? Yeah.
There is another problem. According to him,
only through jnana, okay.
According to him, I will not do any desire-based action, kamya karma or prohibited karma, prayaschitta karma, and do only obligatory actions, nitya naimitya karma. In other words, I will not do any wrong actions, adharma, or meritorious actions, dharma. This is not possible. What is the cause for dharma and adharma? Why do I do these karmas? I do a wrong karma because I want a given result and I cannot get it by following the right means. If I do, I have to wait for 25 years and therefore I take a shortcut which compromises dharma. Or I hate someone and therefore I harm him. Both longing, raga, and aversion, dvesha, are the cause for adharma. Then there are false notions like insecurity and the problem of giving something some more value than it has. Sobhanadhyasya
Adhyasa. Shobhana Adhyasa. Shobhana Adhyasa. Shobhana means something positive, like we give more value. That is called positive. Shobhana. Adhyasa means what is not there you see. That is called Adhyasa. Yeah.
The idea that something or the other is going to solve my world problems is delusion, moha, and is the basis for raga dveshas, which in turn are the basis for right and wrong actions. In other words, kamya karma and pratisiddha karma. How can they be avoided when these raga dveshas and moha have not gone? And how will they go? Dharma Mahedunam cha raga dvesha mohanam anyatra atmajnanat uchcheda anupattehe dharma chedano papatti
Anupapattihi. Yeah.
Anupapattihi.
Swamiji, the fact that Arjuna, what's her name? Draupadi ki unfair things happen. Pandavas indulge in wrong practices. Sudadra from so Krishna says fight. Arjuna fight. So Arjuna says he will not. So we know all that story. Now, the question I have is, for something that we are facing as a battle in our normal life, we are what we have read so far is we have to accept it as prasada buddhi, and we are going with as we just read now. We do something in order to achieve something which is against the best practice, and we indulge in
Yeah. See, just listen. That is why he is making it very clear. In the sense, dharma, adharma, raga, dvesha, punya, papa. Okay? This is a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. You can never say that I will stop the cycle by at one point, 1, 2, 3, at one point I will stop. No, it doesn't happen. Because it's a cycle. There is no starting. You don't know when started what. Whether Punya started to give you a concept, which is what you are saying. That whether what you are actually doing right now is whether it is a result of your past action and all that, and whether it is somebody else's past action. But in the sense, we really don't know. That is why karma and karma phala, even though they are linked, definitely, that is only a Shraddha. It is not a fact of life. You don't know exactly this karma has led to this phala. It is a Shraddha on this. That should be the logical thing. Like what I saw, I did. So, the karma, punya, papa, desha are a complete cycle. This cycle cannot be broken through karma. That is what Bhagavan is trying to say, Shankara is trying to say. This cycle cannot be broken within the cycle. There is no solution for samsara within samsara. There has to be external solution. The external solution is Shabda Pramana, which says this cycle is only because of avidya. It is the avidya, because of your avidya, you are assuming. Avidya meaning lack of understanding of your reality. You are assuming whatever happens to your body, mind, senses, or emotions, ego, and all that as happening to me, which is a wrong thing. So, the best way to break the cycle is to get the real identity. Then automatically the cycle stops. There is no what there is the fire. There is no fuel. What will happen? It will eventually stop. The fire will be there. The capability for fire is still there, but the fire will come to an end because there is no fuel. The fuel comes from vidya. That is what Shankara is trying to say. You can never, that is why, we are satisfied with this logic. In practical terms, wherever we are, with this accepting Ishvara Guna Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi is up to a point only. It's only Raga Dvesha management. It is not anything.
Oh, okay.
There is a different management. Management is ensuring that you are manageable. It's manageable within your limits. But you what is the difference between on top of a situation and managing a situation? Managing a situation, we don't know we are only managing. Well, the doing is actually it's 100%, you know, like take 2 steps forward and you look at 2 steps and forward.
Swamiji, your mic is again dipping. Your mic is again dipping today. நீங்க பேசும்போது lower intonation is getting blank. I don't know if it's Swamiji, mic இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் மேலே போட்டுக்கிறீங்களா? mic கீழே போட்டுக்கிறீங்களா? Sometimes that might be, I had the same experience last week. The mic where you are putting on your thing கொஞ்சம் தெரியல.
One minute. Let me try.
Yeah. அடைக்கிறது இல்லை, கப்புன்னு அடைக்கிறது.
It is a frequency variation between mic. The mic and is the laptop are not tuned.
No, it's not. It's got to
நீங்க லேப்டாப்ல டைரக்டா அப்படியே பேசுங்க.
It's not okay. Okay, I'll drop it.
Okay, so much.
Okay,
I thought, why don't you ask it?
Swamiji, actually, my experience is last week, the frequency we are arranging for the mic and our laptop, my laptop also had a synchronization issue. I think you should ask that person who fitted that to synchronize the frequency to lower frequency so that it becomes alright.
Yesterday I tried.
Oh.
Yesterday I tried. It was stable.
Oh, okay.
So that way I also left it at that. Okay, anyway,
I will also check Appa's frequency in the laptop. I will also check his.
Whatever is received is being.
No, I can make out here. No,
Oh, okay.
here only I can see the mic volume fluctuating. Once you told me, I checked that.
Okay.
Before that, it was not fluctuating.
Now it is clear.
Once you told me, it fluctuates. So, okay, doesn't matter. I will get it checked. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So that is precisely what he is trying to say, that there is no answer in your as it is, in you perceive in your day-to-day life also, you will find that it's very difficult to accept. That is why Swamiji also used to say, you can be more or less managing the Ragadvesha. Acceptability also is only more or less. There is no real, you cannot say that I will accept the good thing as equanimously as a bad thing. It is more or less you can, in the sense, because you have got a Shraddha in ensuring that your mind is in good shape, that is why it is a Abhyasa. Vairagya is an Abhyasa. And it's all Karma Yoga is only a practice. Since you have to practice it. Why? The idea is to gain an equanimous mind wherein you can go along and understand the reality. Once the reality is understood, you will see that all these changes are the change as part of the changing world, doesn't affect me. That sort of understanding, till the time it dawns, it is only, that is why he says Jnanam alone can give you that.
Okay.
Not adjusting the karma.
Okay.
That's what Shankara's stand is. Basically, the whole argument is that they are trying to tell, I will not do this, I will not do Prajita karma, I will not do Kamya karma, I will do only Nitya Naimittika karma. In doing the Nitya Naimittika karma, whatever efforts I put in, he says, it will be very illogical. The Nitya Naimittika karma you are doing, that you will not, you will not be doing any other, Punya and Papa will not accrue. But he says, no, when we say the Nitya karma, being a karma, it cannot be without a phalam, so Punya will be there. No, that will get neutralized by the, there is any Papa into my account, that will get neutralized by the effort I put in doing a Nitya karma. So simultaneously he says, Papa will also get exhausted. I will not get any more Punya but which is again illogical, because how can you do a karma without phala? He is saying karma will not have any phala, Nitya Naimittika karma. So it's all a construct just to suit an argument. It is not logical. That's what Shankara is trying to say. So that is how we have to look at. The whole thing is not possible. He says, how can they be avoided when these Raga, Dveshas and Moha have not gone? So one is the cycle itself. When Raga, Dvesha is there, you will be impelled to Kamya karma. You will not be just doing Nitya Naimittika karma. So Raga, Dvesha is not yet addressed. It is still there, sitting inside. You can say, just to avoid future karma, just to neutralize all karma, I will not do any Kamya karma. I will do only Nitya Naimittika karma, so that the karma gets exhausted. And any Papa to my account also will get exhausted because of the trouble I undergo. And Nitya Naimittika karma will not produce any phala because it's my duty. So it doesn't produce any Punya or Papa. It's all constructed argument. But what he says, okay, but what happened to the Raga Dvesha which is inside? Because of which you started living this life, right? And in the meantime, you would have accumulated some more Raga Dvesha also. Till the time you started coming to say, no, I will do only Nitya Naimittika karma, till then you would have accumulated some more Raga Dvesha. Where will all they go? So he says, how can they be avoided when these Raga Dveshas and Moha have not yet gone? And that is what he says. That the Bhashya says, Dharma Adharma Hetunam cha Raga Dvesha Mohana. See, this is what is the Hetu? Hetu means the reason. But Dharma Adharma is the Hetu for Raga Dvesha. And Atma Jnana Deva Uchchedanupapattihi. By this, either the Raga Dvesha or the Dharma Adharma will be removed only by Atma Jnanam. Dharma Adharma Uchchedan Anupapattihi, by only doing the karma. That is why he says it's impossible, illogical. That's what he says. So now, does it answer your question?
Yes.
Still have a question.
No, it answers my question, but I have one more question. When I go to a place to attend a particular function, and knowing that I have read so much and I know that the karma that is being done there is not according to dharma, in the sense, just an example, a shraddha is being done by three brothers together in one place. I know that it is not actually good. They should do in separate places. But they are doing together. I go there, I attend that function and I came back. Do I accrue raga dveshas when I come back just because I attend that function and come
Papa,
back?
not raga.
Papa? Do I accrue papa?
No. That is all a thought process. There is no.
Okay.
It is your own thoughts. That's all. It has nothing to do with that karma, because neither you are a participant, nor you are only a witness to the whole thing. I don't think there is no. You should not get. That's what. No. The problem is, you are not only you get the thoughts get associated with your own karma, you get associated with what is happening around the world. So everything, some football team loses, it hurts. Some student agitation, it hurts. Everything hurts. That's all. No, that it is there because mind is like that. It is Bagir Mukha all the time. So that, but we should not take cognizance of those things. It's not there because it is not. It's not nothing to do with Shastra. It's purely mind.
Okay, sir.
Mind changes continuously. Vritti will keep coming. That is why Prajahati yata kaman sarvan partha manogatam. That is why that movie example, dream example, all that are given. Certain things, you have to just observe. What you have to do is observe it. I'm getting that thought. Okay, then you have a look at it patiently. Don't condemn yourself. Like, I'm getting that thought right now, you have act it out. And that's it, over. No, it's not that. Okay, fine, move on.
Okay.
That is how it is. It is not, these things do not really have a hold on you unless you keep on drooling over it.
Seri,
Like, those things have no problem. You should move on. You should not get into that. Yeah.
Swamiji, this prasada buddhi and arpana buddhi, you said it is valid for some, just now told us, yeah. It is not actually for jnanam, it leads to jnanam.
It gives you a management. You are able to do the raga dvesha management by that sort of a arpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. It doesn't take away your punya or papa or raga dvesha. It only manages.
Okay.
It is giving you a cushion. That is a karma yoga attitude gives you a cushion. And there is a valid premise behind that is that everything emanates from Ishvara. So, all karma arpanam unto Ishvara, all whatever you get it in life, even though you don't know whether which karma has led to this phala, take everything as prasada, whatever comes to you as prasada. So that gives you that buddhi, the prasada buddhi and Ishvara arpana buddhi gives you that cushion within where you don't get perturbed or get too excited about positive or negative things. Like even in a temple. Fortunately in temple situation we know, if we get laddu also, we almost like the same equanimity we take, whether it is a tulasi or a laddu. We don't compare, we don't say the tulasi is bad or laddu is great. If they got laddu, just take it and come. We don't really get too excited about getting a laddu or something like that. So that sort of an equanimity is to be brought into a day-to-day real life. Like everything is arpanam unto Ishvara, everything is taken. So it is Ashvara Arpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi is not a what you call is a solution for all your ills. It is only karma yoga attitude. Attitude means his attitude is provisional till the time you understand. Attitude cannot be sustained for long. As long as you don't understand the reality. That is precisely why that I have told that Kathopanishad, the Nachiketa says, tell me something which is beyond dharma and adharma. If dharma and adharma are so sacrosanct, why should he ask for that? Being a Upanishad, the Upanishad, he asks, why, what is beyond dharma and adharma? Because he understands dharma and adharma will not carry the day for long. It will only provisional. Till the time I understand what is dharma tanyate, adharma tanyate, which is freedom, which is what? Which is the reality, truth of life, that is the self. Everything is dharma and adharma in the realm of karma, avidya, kama karma, in the realm of body, mind, senses, which are all changing all the time, continuously. So, that is precisely where you have to appreciate that. That's what Shankara is trying to say. This dharma, adharma, raga, dvesha, punya, papa, and all will not, that cycle cannot be broken unless you have jnanam. So that clarity has to be there. That's what he has been trying to give through this Purva-Paksha Siddhanta argument, he wants to make it very, very clear. Jnana deva moksha.
Yes.
Not even an iota of karma will help. Even if you do great puja and yaga and homa and all that. So, it makes it very, very clear. There is no connection. Snana prapti kuda kadayadindra. Why he says that? We know. See, we know that doing a good karma will give me a good internal attitude for me to study. Even for studying, I need karma as karma yoga as a means, upaya. But when it comes to moksha, when it comes to clarity and understanding, jnana deva moksha. That is the contention of Shankara. There is no mix-up. Just little bit of karma, little bit of jnana. That is what generally all philosophies say. Like little jnana, little karma, little yoga. Everything will give. Everything is needed. Everything is needed only depending on the person concerned. How much he is able to study, how much he is able to appreciate, and all that. So that preparedness is required for any knowledge, for that matter. If you want to do calculus, you must know basic mathematics.
Okay, Swamiji.
Like that. So that way it is needed. That doesn't mean basic mathematics will teach you calculus. No, it's a different subject matter. They need a certain acharya and a different methodology. In this particular case, it is totally reality itself changes. Reality level changes. Where karma, dharma, adharma, and the raga, dvesha are all in the relative, the changeless, changing, field, changing field. Whereas the changeless is where reality. That clarity should be there, even in your approach. Even a person karma, wants to do karma as yoga. Why? Not because he knows very well. Doing karma as yoga is not going to give me punya or not going to make my life anything better. But why I want to do karma as yoga? So that my mind is in a good place for me to study and understand the reality. That is precisely, karma yoga is only a upaya. It is not the solution. That is where even people make a mistake. Even in Bhagavad Gita, generally it is told either karma yoga or jnana yoga is okay. Lokesmin duvida nishta pura pokta mayanaga jnana yogena sankyanam karma yogena yoginam. So since both two lifestyles, Bhagavan himself is saying, both are equally efficient. No. He says ultimately what is your saying? Okay, these two are for what? For moksha, for reality understanding. When you analyze what is the reality understanding, it has nothing to do, it doesn't produce anything. It is only your reality. So it doesn't produce means the karma yoga is only it will produce a mind, a conclusive mind, a conducive mind. Whereas jnanam doesn't produce anything, it just tells you the reality. So what is the moksha is in the realm of reality understanding, not in the realm of producing something. So that is why the two lifestyles are mentioned because of the different types of people that are there. Some people who are not yet having that stable mind, focused mind, ekagrata is not there. For him, like even Arjuna, he needs to get into that by doing whatever he has got to do. Karma yoga, doing karma as yoga, you develop a disciplined mind. Thereafter only nishtha is possible. Thereafter only study is possible. Jnana yogena sankyanam, because they already have that disposition. Contemplative disposition, they always, either because of Purva Janma or in this Janma earlier living style and all that. So for them, there is no, they can go in that. But for others, Karma Yoga is stipulated. So that is where Karma Yoga is only a upaya. It gives you only a prepared mind. Doesn't do anything beyond that. So that is what he is trying to say. And that is why Karma Yoga, Karma doing as yoga helps you. That's all. But it doesn't give you jnanam. So for moksha, Karma Yoga also will not help. Karma also will not help. So karma and jnanam does not have any sambandha. That's what he is trying to say. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji. I get good clarity.
The Purva Mimamsaka says that knowledge is not necessary, karma is enough. But how will delusion, moha, go except by knowing that the self, Atma, as complete, Purna? I cannot negate moha unless I know what I am. Without knowing Atma, my insecurity will always be there, and therefore fear will be there. And naturally, because of that, ragadveshas. Because of them, I will do right and wrong actions. Therefore, this idea of not doing kama karmas or pratisiddha karmas is merely an empty statement. I cannot accomplish that without knowing myself to be full. Purna. Then alone can I avoid kama karmas and prohibited karmas. Since the cause for these right and wrong actions, dharma, adharma, cannot be removed without self-knowledge, the negation of punya and papa is not possible. Therefore, there is no moksha without knowledge.
Yeah.
Both Shruti and Smriti talk of punya as phala for nitya karma. Further, it was said that by doing nitya karma, no result is produced. That also is not true. Those who do those karmas have the result of heaven, Swarga. There are enough Shruti and Smriti statements to confirm this. And there is even a rule that whenever there is Shruti injunction to do a karma and the result is not specifically mentioned, that karma should be understood to result in a better birth. Punya loka phala. The Smriti also says that those who are following the Varna and Ashrama Dharma, doing exactly what is to be done according to their situation in life, will also gain better lives, Punya loka. There is no karma enjoined by the Shruti which does not have punya as its result. The Shruti will not ask you to do it if there is no result. It is not that if you do not do it, there will be a negative result, akalena pratyavaya. But when it is done, it has a positive result called punya. Nityanam cha karmanam punya loka palashrutehe. Varna asamascha swakarma nishtaha. Apastamba smriti.
So this is what? There is a Shruti. There is a Apastamba Shruti. That Nityanam Karmanam Punya Loka Pala Shruti. That means that you will gain punya when you do nitya karma. So you cannot say that I will not accrue any punya or papa, so my all everything will neutralize. At the end of the birth, after doing nitya karma, I will go get moksha. That is pipe dream. That is not acceptable by Shruti also. That's what he says. Yeah.
Ityadi smritescha karma kshayanu Shankara Bhashya.
Just know what Swamiji explained.
Yeah.
Though there is no direct fault incurred, it is true that when you do not do your daily duties, you may be doing the wrong things. If you do not do the right action, it will not take time for you to do the wrong actions. Therefore, you have to keep doing what is right in order to avoid what is wrong. Otherwise, there is laziness, which is a breeding ground for all crimes. Now, by avoiding all papa karmas and doing only nitya naimittika karmas, this person is under the impression that he is not getting any result. After death, how do you know what will happen? All the devatas.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's okay. Yeah.
Do you know what will happen? All the devatas of those nitya karmas will be ushering him into heaven. He may protest that he wanted moksha. He may protest that he wanted moksha and not heaven, but he will have to go. Because nitya karma, being a karma, will surely produce a result. How can you do a karma without causing a result? You cannot drop a stone in a pond without creating a ripple. You have to enjoy the karma phala. There is no way, no other way of avoiding it except one. What is that? Knowing that Atma, the self, is not an agent, akarta. Then one is free of all karma phala.
That is the crux of the whole thing. Once you understand that you are akarta, that is the only way to free yourself from all karma and karma phala. Because you are not the karta, simple. That is the clear understanding, that the knowledge of the self that is being talked about. Yeah.
The model of karma and adhyaropa apavada method. By this, the whole model is destroyed. This is called deliberate superimposition and negation, adhyaropa apavada.
Which we have discussed before.
We have discussed before.
Yeah.
We first say that Atma is a duya karta, and therefore gathers a lot of karma, both punya and papa. He is a samsari and has to reap the result of all these punya papas by taking births in different lokas. Then at the end of it, you say that in fact Atma was never born, never did anything, never performed any action. Knowing that you are free from all karmas. The fire of knowledge burns all the karma to ashes. Jnanagnihi basmasat kurute. This is possible because they are all standing in the name of Mr. So and so, the agent karta, and once the karta is gone, there is no karma to be accounted for. This is called adhyaropa apavada. The model of karma has its own logic and it is believable, but it is only a model and we are not stuck with it. In the end, we dismiss the whole thing, the agency kartritva is dismissed, and thereby all karma, including the sanchita karma, is gone. All karmas are gone. Even the prarabdha karma is gone because from the standpoint of Atma, there is no prarabdha karma. From the standpoint of the body, there is prarabdha karma, but Atma does not have any body. It is Sat Chit Ananda Brahma and therefore has no karma at any time, neither what was accumulated in past lives, sanchita karma, nor what was accumulated in this life, agami karma. It is the very basis, adhisthana of all karma, not affected by any karma at any time. Even doing actions, Atma does not perform any action. Kurban api na karoti. Hearing it does not hear, seeing it does not see, pashyan api na pashyati. Atma sees everything but can be seen by no one. This is the nature of the Atma. It performs no action, and knowing that is the only way to get rid of karma. Restatement of the opponent's contention.
No pala is told in the Shruti for Nitya Karmas. They are the result of previous papa. They are also ordained for the sake of livelihood. Shankara now restates here what was said by the Purva Mimamshaka, the Karmata, with reference to the Nitya Karmas. The Purva Mimamshaka says that there is no pala mentioned in the Veda for Nitya Karma, Ashrutatvat, because there is a lot of effort.
In the sense, we saw the Smriti was there. The Smriti Grantha was there. There will be pala for Nitya Karma, but he says, Guru Mimamsaka says, there is no, the Shruti, there is no such statement. That is his argument. Now he is answering that. Yeah.
Ashrutatvat. Because there is a lot of effort and pain involved in doing the Nitya Karmas, they are the result of rectification of the previous papa, and apart from their own essential nature of being the difficult karmas to be performed, they have no other pala. And also they are ordained by the Veda for the different varnas as karmas that can be performed for livelihood. Jivanadi nimittecha vidanat.
Vidanat means mandated. Jivanadi nimitte cha vidanat. That the Shruti is quoting here. Yeah.
Footnote 189. Yete ahu
meaning somebody is telling, the Shruti is being told. Yeah.
Nityani karmani dukkha rupatvat purvakrita durita karmanam palameva.
Yeah. That is his contention. He says, Nityani karmani dukkha rupatvat purvakrita durita karmanam palameva. Meaning, previous papa will get exhausted by doing the Nitya Karma. That is his one statement. Next.
Natu tesham swarupavya tirekena anyate. Natu tesham swarupa vyatirekena anyate palasmati ashrutatva. Palamasti ashrutatva.
Meaning, Natu Tesham. So the previous statement is true. Like because of the difficulties involved, the Purva Papa Karma will go. But apart from that, Natu Tesham Swarupa Vyatirekena Anyat Palam Asti Ashrutatvad. There is no other Palam. Punya Palam will not be there. That's what he says. You are just doing what is to be done. That's it. Yeah.
Jivanadi nimittecha vidanat iti.
Apart from that,
whomsoever is involved in that activity, like priests and all that, they will have their own phalam because they are performing the ritual and all that. They will be, that is all mandated by them, so they will get the phalam. You will not, the karta will not have any phalam because it is Swarupatva. You are supposed to do and you are doing. So, but previous, because the trouble involved, the previous papa will go. That was his contention. That is the Shruti statement he says. Purvamamsaka says. Okay. Now, further.
It is said in the Veda that one has to perform certain rituals every day. Those are called Nitya Karmas. For instance, it is said that the following karmas are considered to be Nitya Karmas for a Brahmana. They are Yajna Adhyayana,
Adhyayanam.
Yajna Adhyayanam, and Adhyapana, Dana, and Pratigraha.
Teaching. Adhyapana means teaching to the other people. Yeah.
Dana and Pratigraha. Yajna is performing rituals like Agnihotra, etc., or its modern day equivalents like Sandhya Vandana and other forms of worship daily. Swamiji uses modern day.
Yeah, he knows very well how much we do, how much we don't do.
Yajna is making someone do the rituals, that is officiating in a ritual performed by someone else. Adhyayana is studying his own shaka of the Veda completely along with the subsidiaries. The Adhyapana is teaching the Veda every day. Dana is giving away in charity whatever he has in excess of what he needs for a simple life. He is expected to share whatever he has and not hoard things. This is the value of aparigraha. Pratigraha is receiving money and other wealth from kings, etc. as dakshina, gifts. Now, because dana is also a vihita karma and aparigraha is a value, usually whenever a large wealth is available to a brahmana, he will perform a large yajna and distribute the wealth as dakshina. These are the three pairs of nitya karmas mentioned for a brahmana. Similarly, there are certain duties that are mentioned for all the castes. In general, we can say that certain duties are to be performed and some of them are prayers or are in the form of rituals. These are called nitya karmas. Then, on certain occasions, there are certain karmas, rituals that are to be performed, and they are called naimittika karmas. Both are enjoined by the Veda. While enjoining these karmas, the Veda does not mention any particular result for them. Generally, for every ritual, a particular result is mentioned. The one who wants heaven must perform a particular ritual for that. Swarga kamaha, jyotistomena yajeta. Or the one who wants a son should perform a putra kameshti ritual. But when it comes to the nitya naimittika karmas, the Veda does not mention any result at all. From that, the Purva Mimamsaka extrapolates his stand. Since the result is not mentioned for nitya karmas, they do not produce any result. Then why should anyone do them? They are enjoined by the Veda and therefore they have got to be performed. Now anything that you have got to do that is mandated implies pain. That is why people are lazy. Getting up and doing things is not easy. Here every day the Brahmana has to get up early in the morning before the sun rises, which itself is a problem, and then has to do the karma which takes about an hour. Therefore there is pain involved because effort is involved. This is an ingenious presumption made just because the Veda does not mention the result for the nitya karmas. Even though these arguments do not have any immediate bearing on our lives, it is nice to know exactly the thinking involved, because in the process we develop a discipline of thinking. Since the Veda does not mention any result and at the same time enjoins these karmas, they must have an unknown result. If you are doing it and there is no result except the pain of doing, that pain itself must be a kind of a payment. Some past sin is paid off by this kind of karma. An intelligent man, whenever he goes through a painful experience, accepts it happily because some papa is exhausted. Here, the results of the nitya karma, being in the form of pain, are the result of the papa one did before. That is not what the Shastra really says. It is an argument of an opponent. Now Swamiji, now for example, Mahapariva was there. Assume he gets up at 3:30 in the morning, he goes for all. Suppose Mahapariva got up at 3:30 in the morning, he is doing all the as a sannyasi, he has all the things that he did up to Chandramaulishwara Puja up to 11 o'clock. Now there have been many seeders along with Mahapariva who would have not done any kind of Nitya Karma because they will always be around Pariva helping him, doing all those things, taking his things, everything, especially when he got a little bit older after 75, 80 years like that. Now those people never do Nitya Karmas because of the fact they are always with Pariva. So can we say they will not incur punya, but at the same time they will not incur papa?
Yeah, they will not incur, Pratyavaya dosha will not be there because they are anyway substituting with Seva, Guru Seva. So it is equally efficacious. So that is what even Shastra study also the same thing. If you are not doing Sandhya Vandanam, whether you are going to a movie or doing, whether you are studying Gita, not doing Sandhya Vandanam, it doesn't really incur papa because this is equally efficacious. That is how it is. That is so the same thing applies to them. That is why, that is precisely the reason why karma is not mandated by Shastra. Karma is, if karma is mandated, then it should enforce. If Ishvara has mandated karma, he should be able to enforce. He doesn't, whether he enforces or not, we don't know also. Basically, why? Because it is all, it is that the karma itself is, I have mentioned before also, that Samshanat Shastram and Shasanat Shastram. There are two things. Okay, Samshanat Shastram is 100% valid because understanding gives you liberation. So that is, there is no if or but. If I don't understand, but let's understand. No, and all very clear. We all know. Understanding, once you understand Atmik Jnanam is there, you are free here and now. So Samshanat Shastram is more valid compared to Sasanat Shastram. Sasanat Shastram, that is why he says Adhyaropa Apavada. It's all a model. We really don't know how much karma, how much punya, how much pala, how much papa. So that is why all the arguments are around karma. Because it's all Asian. There is no real link between a particular karma and a particular, we cannot measure it and all that. So it's only a model. If you do good karma, you will get good pala. If you do bad karma, you will get bad pala. So naturally it will come back to haunt you. It's better to live a good life, good karma. So that is only a model. At the end of it, that is not reality. It is continuously changing. So once you understand the reality, you can drop it. Whatever karma, sanjita karma, prarabdha karma, whatever it is, you just allow the body, mind, senses to go through it. Because you are anyway understood. You have understood that you are not karta or bhokta. Body, mind, senses is only an instrument. You are not. Body, mind, senses, they are alive because of the Chaitanya Purusha that is you, but you have nothing to do with that. In the sense you are not dependent on that. So your level of reality is Purnam. That comes out with Samshanat Shastram, understanding. So that is the objective of Shastra. Vedanta is the ultimate. Antima Nirnaya of Veda is called Vedanta. Veda is only a beginning. Like till the time you come to that, you have to be kept in good shape. A sane living is needed for not only you, for others also. That is why a matrix of Dharma is given. It's all a matrix. And it is, it's all a superimposition. A deliberate model has been created because we exactly don't know. Nobody has really deciphered what creation is all about. Science is never, and even Shastra never attempted to do it. It gives a model. Panchabhuta, okay, Panchabhuta, Panchapramana, etc. Science is trying to say 100 elements. So, 5 elements has become 100 elements. Even within the Shruti, there are 5 elements Shruti, there are 3 elements Shruti. So, if it is so sacrosanct, it has to be same. Everyone has to talk the same language. It is not. Because it is not, it's only a model. When we say model, we must be able to very clearly understand. Model can only gives you a certain idea. It is not that we all know. Temple model, model exact model, temple. It's only a model. Little bit, when it actually happens, the reality will be different. The real construction of the temple very different from the model that is put in the front of the temple. But actually, so in the same way, this model is only gives you an idea about what our life is all about. But once we understand the reality, the model has no significance. That is what precisely why karma is only a model. That's what Shankara is trying to say. Don't try to extract more than what it has, can give you. don't try to say karma will give me liberation, because 99% of the Veda talks about karma. Because that Vedanta or what do you call it? Moksha Sastram, the Samshana Sastram, the understanding is highly metaphysical, abstract, has nothing to do with time bound or space bound, object bound things. Whereas the entire what we deal with is only time bound, space bound, object bound. So naturally, till the time come to that, people have to be talked about time bound, space bound, object bound, Vyavahara. Continuously, Veda has to, any science or philosophy or Veda has to keep mandating how to live your life till we come to that. So that is why they keep talking about it. Doesn't mean that just because that's why Swamiji always, the majority argument does not work here. In case of truth, majority will not work. Only in case of election, majority will work. Swamiji will always say. Truth has no majority. Truth will always be in the minority. You can take it for granted. And absolute truth will have 0.1% only in society. Because the more absolute it is, more very less number of people will understand this. This is again the logic. Extremes look alike. So that is how it is. So that is why he says, it stresses on, once you have come to this 18th chapter we have gone through, and that is why he is demolishing all the Purva Mimamsaka arguments, because it was prevalent in that time. The Dvaita and a lot of acharyas are even philosophers. Even today, if you look at the world, people are still struggling. Even though scientists know that there is no particle, God's boson particle is not there, but still they keep trying because they don't have the the changeless singularity, the timeless, spaceless, objectless. Postulate panna mudiyadhu. Science cannot postulate. They have to stop short of that. So they leave it at that. That's all. But it's up to our understanding. But every scientist, Swamiji used to say that every scientist understands that. That is why, even though he doesn't postulate, he just accepts that and goes away. So that is how it is. Yeah.
Swamiji, this painful experience says, so we know it is because of some papa in previous birth. So it is better to always look at it.
Very true. It is very, very positive way of looking at it.
Positive way of looking at it. Okay. My papa is getting depleted.
Papa has gone away. That is how actually everyone says that. Even Shastra also says that, and it is very practical also. It is practical in the sense it gives us the cushion to accept it as a prasada. Okay, there are people who will say also, Bhagavan Archikrar, another Krishna. That also is there, yes. And also you will know, you will stay grounded. Ahambhavana irukadu, you get continuously in trouble. So it all looks like either way you look at it, it all helps us. If everything is positive only, you have to be very careful because you may get very carried away, and you think that everything. A lot of people are like that. I only do everything, so that ego gets fortified. The more and more your ego gets fortified, you move away from reality. So that is again what you call some punya. Swamiji used to say, Asura punya. You must have got. That is why you are born in Saudi Arabia sometime. So it's all, that's only Haitian. All this, I think, somehow I always feel you must give whatever is a guesswork, a model and all, you should transcend. A logical thinking person, a rational person, you should not get too much caught up with all these things. Dharma and all. That is why in Nachiketas, I always quote. And all of us are capable of that. We all understand that these things work only up to a point. But what is the reality? Reality is what? And the Shastra makes it very, very clear. And whether we must spend more time in understanding that and claiming that reality, even though this argument is given basically because the Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, Purva Siddhanta is there, and Swamiji talks about, we are dwelling so much on it. But we don't have to. Once we go through this, we understand the reality. These are all only what we call the palliatives. Ultimately, what we need is understanding. We must focus more on the understanding. Go back to the second chapter and try to understand the whole thing. And the 15th chapter concluded. Yesterday, I had a very good discussion with one of the people. Since the Kutastam we had discussed, I think Kutastam is there. No, the 15th chapter. Kutastaha. Akshara is Kutastaha. Yes. Kutastha meaning, there is two meanings. One is anvil.
Anvil.
We have discussed. Because it's changeless. See, Akshara means supposed to be Atma and it is changeless. So it's called Kutastha. But in the context, Kutastha meaning even though it is changeless, it appears, it blesses all the changes. So it is deceitful. Kutastha, another meaning is deceitful.
Okay.
Deceitful meaning Maya.
Mm.
So even though it is changeless is its reality, but all the changes it just watches. It allows it to happen. It even gives satta and spurti and niyati for all the changes. The changeless Atma, because of which only the satta and spurti, meaning it is possible to appear, it is possible to keep on changing logically. So if we get carried away, everything is logically happening, then that must be real. So the appearances are deceptive, we say, but we live on appearances only. So that is why Akshara is called Kutastha. That is why Bhagavan says in the 15th chapter, we should go beyond Shara and Akshara. Dvamimo Purusha Loke, Sharak Shaksharam Evacha, Sharak Karmani Bhutani, Kutastha to Aksharam, Uttama Purushastu Anyaha, Paramatma is Udavrataha, Yolokatrem Abhishya, Bibatyape Ishvara. He says, you have to go beyond Sharam and Aksharam and Kutastham. Uttama Purushastu Anyaha, that is your reality. You don't get carried away by this Shara, Akshara and all that. So that much, he himself says, as Maya and as Ishvara and the Akshara Purusha. But he says, go beyond that, get to know the reality. So those things you must look at. You have to go beyond all that and come to understand the reality and stay with it. And everything else. Like Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistray Gunyo Bhavarjana, Bhagavan says. Straigunya Vishaya Veda is Maya. Maya Shakti, Ishvara Shakti.
Yes.
But he himself says, Nistray Gunyo Bhavarjana. Don't get carried away with the three gunas. Go beyond that, go beyond that. So that is what. No? That is why Gita is a lot of paradoxes. But we have to discern through the paradoxes and understand what is the reality and stay with the reality. These are all will keep coming in the society, keep coming. But we have to see through the whole thing, the fallacy of the whole thing, and then get to the reality. Yeah.
Even though these arguments do not have immediate bearing on our lives, it is nice to know exactly the thinking involved, because in the process, we develop a discipline of thinking. Since the Veda does not mention any result and at the same time enjoins these karmas, they must have an unknown result. If you are doing it and there is no result except the pain of doing, that pain itself must be a kind of a payment. Some past sin is paid off by this kind of karma. An intelligent man, whenever he goes through a painful experience, accepts it happily because some papa is exhausted. Here the results of the Nitya Karma, being in the form of pain, are the result of the papa one did before. This is not what the Shastra really says. It is an argument of an opponent. Wow. Okay. We analyze these different points of view just to understand what the Shastra is saying. Just as boxers have a sparring partner, similarly here we have an opponent just to sharpen our understanding. His view is that since this Nitya Karma is in the form of pain, it is the result of whatever papa was done before. Now you are experiencing the pain of it. But these Nitya Karmas have no result other than what is experienced in doing them. That is, they have no unseen result, adrishtapala. We are not talking about the visible result, Krishtapala, but the unseen punya that may occur from doing a karma enjoined by the Veda. According to him, there is no punya for a Nitya Karma because the result is not mentioned by the Shruti. Further, there is another reason why there is no other result. These are things that are to be done just to live your life, like breathing. There is no particular result for that except living. If you ask me what you accomplish by breathing, what will I say? I will say just to live, to have my life, I must breathe. There is no result except living. When I do not breathe, I do not live. Breathing does not have a special result. A discipline of breathing like pranayama can result in a cerebral hemorrhage or tranquility depending on how you do it. But simple breathing does not have any result in life. Living implies breathing. Similarly, Nitya Karma is something that is implied in living. One has got to do it, and there is no way of escaping it because it is enjoined by the Shruti. Those who have Shraddha in the Shruti are supposed to perform these karmas. They are necessarily done because the person is alive. Thus the Purva Mimamshaka says that the Nitya Karmas do not have any pala. They are the result of the previous papa, and also they have been ordained as the karma one has to do to just keep the life going according to his varna and ashrama. This is his argument.
Yeah.
Counter argument by Shankara. This last 3 paragraphs are very nice. No? Counter argument by Shankara. Swamiji would have really. We feel like Swamiji is not talking this as we read it. Very nice. Counter argument by Shankara. Yet to fructify, Sanchita karma cannot give you result in this janma. Also, all papas cannot give the same type of pain. The most important thing is, to take the Shankara Bhashyam things related to that aspect and put that in the book.
No, that's what he has done.
Below.
Puja Swamiji has done
Swamiji
only
has done.
that.
That's what I'm saying. To connect Shankara Bhashyam with this, very difficult. No, Shankara Bhashyam is very difficult.
No, basically they have taken pains to discuss Shankara Bhashyam, and the translated document has been transcribed and put down by people, students, and which Swamiji has edited and given this. So for our easy understanding. It's all there in the Bhashyam. Yeah.
Okay. Counter argument by Shankara. Yet to fructify Sanchita karma cannot give you result in this janma. Also, all papas cannot give the same type of pain.
Actually, Swamiji, Shankara Bhashyam, like people like us can never understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go through the, even if you know also, they say it's always better to sit with the Acharya and study.
I know, that's why.
That is where Shastra Acharya Upadesha is, where Shankara, wherever you talk about Upadesha, these 2, 3 will go together. Shastra Acharya Upadesha, Shastra Acharya Upadesha. Shastra Acharya alone, he cannot talk whatever he feel like. He has to talk through the Shastra. Shastra also directly you should not study. You have to start to study through the Acharya. So, Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha is called Vedanta. That is how it is. So, that is the discipline.
But Puja Swamiji has done
Yeah, it is a very, he has told it seems at one point in time, when the whole Pralaya goes, Bhagavad Gita home study will be floating somewhere, he says.
That's what.
What I'm saying, Bhagavad Gita is Swamiji or Bhagavad Gita.
That's what it is. Swamiji.
This is separate Swamiji's, Puja Swamiji's.
Yeah, he has taken pains to make it available for all of us. It is
for
very
us to
important.
understand.
Because Gita, everyone in the Shastra says, among the Prasthanatraya, Gita Bhashyam is the most difficult, and Gita should not be studied without Bhashyam. Both are equally, because with a lot of paradoxes. There's a lot of lifetime questions. Day to day, people can ask questions and get answers. That is why everyone says, Tilak said, Gandhi said, that for all my problems I got answered in Shastra, in Gita. That is not the objective. The objective is what Gita has to say. Not what you got a solution for your problem, so Gita is great. No. What is the Vivaksha of the Shastra?
Yeah.
You must try to get the spirit of Shastra. Like Shankara Bhashyam, you have to you must get to the mind of Shankara. That is why you need an Acharya. You must be able to see what Shankara has intentions are. How he has, then only, that is why the transfer, vision transfer is total. Like Buddhim cha Saradim Buddhi. Krishna's Buddhi has to become your Buddhi. Because it's all using words. But words do not, they have the limitations. But the vision is what? Timeless, spaceless, objectless being. That is not captured in any word. It is captured only as a vision. That is why Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha, all are equally important, very important. That is how we have to look at it. Yeah.
You have to fructify Sanchita karma.
You stop here, Swamiji?
We can stop here. We'll start now. Yeah. So it will go on for some time, and then perhaps I will send you a summary also Bhashyam notes I have made, that you can read it separately.
And also your way of expressing the Swamiji's, what he writes in 4 paragraphs. Swamiji, you are again giving it in 1 paragraph, concise explanation based on questions asked by all the bhaktas. That is also really
because I've been for donkeys years I've been listening to Swamiji. If I can't do this much, there's no useless to study Shastra with Swamiji. Because I'm not 50 years I've been listening only to Swamiji. And if at all any clarification by listening to others, it only what it validates my understanding with reference to what Swamiji has talked about. So that is the blessing. That's what you can say there.
Actually, you are saying that Shankara's, you are just now saying, you should know Shankara's mind. Puja Swamiji has, it is what shall I say, another thing of Shankara's mind only. That's what we feel.
A lot of people say that.
Alternate Shankara.
You know Shankara's heart.
That's what. Alternate Shankara.
Swamiji knows Shankara's heart. That is true for any learned person. That is why, the Acharyavan Purushaha Veda, meaning once a person who has got an Acharya, he is guaranteed this understanding. Acharyavan Purushaha Veda. See, Purushaha Veda, he knows, the person knows when he studies normally. But here it doesn't say that. He knows if he has an Acharya. So the whole onus is on the Acharya.
Yes.
Onus of the teaching, getting to the student is totally on the Acharya. And that he must be also, obviously he has got it from his Guru, like that, going back to Dakshinamurti. So there cannot be any dissipation. There is no, because it is Purnam Vastu. It is not dimensionless. So naturally there cannot be any contraction or expansion and all that. Dimensionless Vastu understanding has to be Purnam only from Guru Shishya, from Adi Dakshinamurti to us. It should be the same. Cannot be, it's obvious. It doesn't have to be told. Once a person understands, he doesn't have to seek validation elsewhere. We know very well this is a reality. We only have to claim it. We have to be honest with ourselves. Problem is we have been so much ingrained in worldly living, we just cannot drop it.
Yes.
It's a problem. We want to have it also, or we want to have this problem. It doesn't work. So,
Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.